Air temperatures are expected to rise from 3.1 degrees Celsius to 4.7 degrees Celsius by 2060. This intense rise in heat levels threats the water availability and plenitude. If transformational practices in urbanization reduces such heating to 1.6 degrees Celsius by 2100, there would still be health risks and compromised goals for sustainable development.
Future scenarios are scary, especially for cities like Sharm el-Sheikh, Aswan, Luxor. We will not be able to think about saving any electrical consumption. Thermal environments would have to be controlled at a very high levels to be able to meet with the statistics that are being generated in 2090 that are rising above 50 degrees Celsius. Our dependence on indoor spaces has grown dramatically and will grow more the more cities are getting warmer.
The emission scenarios depend upon the rate of urbanization that is mainly influenced by the building strategies, materials, and densities being practiced, all in which affects the quality of our thermal comfort.
Thermal comfort is basically how comfortable are we with the thermal environment that is surrounding us. Thermal comfort applies everywhere, outdoor, indoor, in transitional spaces. As architects and urban designers, we try to address those parameters to be able to design those spaces. Those spaces are static, but people who inhabit those spaces are dynamic. One of the most important things to start with applying environmental design is understanding our surrounding environment and understanding our climatic conditions. In Egypt, we have 8 different climatic zones. The environmental parameters such as the air temperature, the humidity levels, the wind, the radiation, the solar radiation is different between each and every city. If we understand our climatic conditions and we understand when to use natural ventilation and when to allow shading throughout the day, when does natural ventilation cool the spaces, would reduce a lot from air conditioning consumption. One of the main issues that we are facing now in Egypt is the water scarcity and how we're trying to address these problems along with meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. Major tracks are moving towards greening, and pure greening is not the solution because greening the urban environment impacts heavily the water consumption. And this is when we call for efficient landscape measures. We need to use local vegetation. It's all about the performance and the water savings that we will be able to address. To be able to design the environments that we're talking about that are resilient to future scenarios of climate change, we need to depend more on technology to be able to predict scenarios for these designs. The role of computer simulation, integrating BIM, having access and using measured data, and learning from existing practices. Such applications could be easily used and adopted in urban expansions of new cities, because basically we're designing from scratch. The challenge would be our intervention into existing conditions and existing built environments. We need to provide a balance between providing clean sources of energy through renewable energies. We need to understand how could each and every user be able to adopt sustainable measures that helps us reduce our dependence on electrical consumption. We need to build awareness on how we expand. We need to have local practitioners that are able to use the actual tools that would help us get there. So future generations need to understand and work according to these goals, not only institutions and normal people. I hope we can set goals, short-term goals, that we're able to meet.